Hey everyone, good evening. This is Mentor Oteragene, and with me today's meeting, which happens to be a business game presentation, are members of Cycle 4 of the 8th of November 2017, number 6, Group 3. The members of the cycle had met and had deliberated on the best approach to attack the business game task. The business game task comprises of 7 questions, and these questions are connected one with another. Business games are all about sending a team to a country to establish MMM in that country, and also to ensure that MMM continues to exist in that country. Okay. So the members of Cycle 4, they met several times to deliberate on the best approach, and they have found the best approach, and they've been able to tackle all 7 questions. So Daniel is going to speak on behalf of Cycle 4. So Daniel, the floor is open. You can go on with the presentation. Kindly take note, you have just 20 minutes for the presentation.
Okay,
thank you very much.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sechi Daniel. I'm a member of the Group 3, Circle 4, and I'm here to do the presentation on the business game for Circle 4. Okay, so the first question says, you have received all information needed in order to become managers in MMM, Global Community. Now you have an important task. Enter into a new country and develop MMM there, and this country will be Thailand. And as a starting, we have resources, internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, and then we have an amount of $50,000. Now, within an hour, you have to develop a plan of action for a week. You must specify the number of registrations and deposits you achieve over this period. Important, $50,000 is given only once. Later, you should use free resources from the system. So our answers to question 1, we will be talking a little bit about Thailand. And in Thailand, which is officially the kingdom known as Siam, is a country at the center of Indo-Chinese Peninsula in the southeast of Asia, with a total area approximately 513,000 kilometers squared. Thailand is the world's 50th large country. It's the 20th most populous country in the world with around 69 million people. Thailand is a constitutional monarchy and has switched between parliamentary democracy and military junta for decades. The latest coup being in May 2014 by the National Council for Peace and Order. And that was according to Wikipedia. Now, the capital city of Thailand is Bangkok. The religion of Thailand, is Buddhism. They spend the Thai baht as a currency, and the language, the official language they normally use there is Chinese and English. Now, our main objective plan is to create, the first one is to create awareness creation. This is basically the process and tactics we use to efficiently and intelligently achieve awareness. Therefore, this is done by teaching the residents of the country called Thailand about NMM, letting them know about the partial world financial system, which will generate a desire in them for a change, and then the need for reintroducing the ideology, mechanics, rules and benefits of being an active MMM participant. So the tactics and strategies and procedures basically will make arrangements for a campaign website in the country Thailand. That's mthailandmmm.net. Moreover, we'll take campaign to most of the major places in Thailand, like the media, marketplaces, bus train stations, and other resorts, etc. In other words, we'll identify some big cities of which MMM presentation can take place to draw huge attention of people in the entire vicinity. Another strategy is about scheduling lots of meetings with the media houses to let them know the whole ideology of MMM. Target participants. Our target audience are social workers, the unemployed, salary earning workers, students. When I mean students, I'm not talking about junior high students, because we know the level of age for participating in MMM is 18 and above. So we'll be concentrating on the students, the media practitioners, and the internet users at large between the ages of 18 and above, like I stated earlier on in this video. Both genders, inclusive, financial institutions, banks, and etc. Another plan is also about us learning to understand Thailand native language or look for an interpreter. So the available resources, the question states that there is an initial startup capital of $50,000. There is an internet, a team of 10 members in Circle 4. Knowledge and application received from the school. So creating a local-based SWOT analysis of Thailand, creating of a social media content on YouTube channels, Twitter, Google Drive, Google Docs, Facebook page, schools in cloud and Gmail account, and creating an offline event planning and budgeting. So moving on, we'll be talking about the execution of the budget and preparation. Firstly, we shall make available transport during our first meeting of the seminar in some of the major cities. Secondly, we shall also make it possible the availability of spaces where most people can make inquiries about MMM. Then thirdly, we shall execute more plans on the local-based SWOT analysis carried out. Fourthly, we shall also organize like 3 offline locations that will take place after the first seminar, official seminar, sorry. Lastly, is about promoting of MMM ideology on all social media podiums, sorry. So the budget analysis, we have to know that $1 is equal to 32.8360 Thai baht. So, summary of budget for the itemized billing of staff we are going to use for the first one. We have a seminar venue and equipment, which the cost is $2,000. Its equivalence in Thai baht is 65,671. Then we have hotels and accommodation for guiders, which means that we are not from Thailand, and since we are going to there to make a program, we have to get our own accommodation to harbor us for the meantime, and that one will cost $5,000. Equivalence in Thai baht is 179, sorry. Offline events, that's in 3 big cities in Thailand, will cost us $4,200. Its equivalent in Thai baht is 137,911. We have offices setups that will cost us $4,700. In Thai baht, will be equivalent to 154,329. Training cost will be 3,500, and then that in Thai baht equivalency will be 114,925. Television and radio broadcast will also cost us $1,500. In Thai baht equivalencies, 49,253. Refreshments for everybody who will be there will cost us 1,850, which in Thai equivalencies 60,746. Video coverages will be $1,300. In Thai equivalencies, 42,686. Miscellaneous and the other expenditure will be $500. Thai equivalence will be 1,600, 417. Transportation for members will also be $2,500. In Thai baht is 82,089, and our total expenditure currently for all these items will be 27,050. In Thai equivalency, it is 888,206. So, summary of the budget: the allocated budget was $50,000. Now, per our expenditure our expenditure cost us $27,050. So, to find the total balance left, then we'll have to subtract our total expenditure from the allocated budget, which gives us a balance of 22,950. So that ends tax 1. So tax 2 also says a week has passed, you are 4 men. The average contribution of a participant to the structure is around $300. Under the regulations of MMM Global, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participants' payments starting with the first contribution. Your task is to calculate how many new members and contributions you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payments to the older participants. It is necessary to write down your own plan of actions for the next 3 weeks under the above conditions stated. Point out what resources you will need and how you are going to use them, the number of the new participants and money raised during this period, what extra costs you have and how to attract them. You have 45 minutes for that. So for our answers to tax 2, our total expenses per the first, we had $27,050. Now, total balance of 950. Number of registered applicants per week is 400. Average contributions is $300. Hence, total week one celebration, the amount will be the $300 times the 400 participants, which gives us 120,000. Now, the first week contribution bonus is $20 times 400 participants, which amounts to $8,000. So the 30% growth rate for applicants is 0.30 times the $120,000, which gives us $36,000. So the total PH pool will be equal to $120,000. And then the total number of projected new members will be given as 120,000 divided by 400, which will subsequently give us 300. Now, needed resources. Looking at the number of people registered in the system, the following will be required. Now, we have to train more people to become guiders. More seminars need to be organized. Adequate information will be given to the new guiders with incentives so as to motivate them to increase participation. Registration of new members in the various communities, and then more awareness creation about MMM. So that takes us to the end of tax 2. Tax 3 also says a month has passed, you are hundreds. The same plan for another month on the basis of the results of previous calculations, taking into account the dynamics of growth, then the number of new participants and contributions for the next 4 weeks. And we have 30 minutes for that. So answer to tax 3. Total registration for first month is 2,000 participants. Number of guided trained is 30. So assuming the growth rate and number of new registration for 4 weeks is 2,000. 30 guided new registration at 50 registrations per guider is 30 times 50, which is equal to 1,005. Hence, total registration for the month is 1,005 plus 2,000, which is equal to 3,500. So total contribution for the month at $300 per registration is equal to 3,500 times $300, which gives us an amount of $105,000. Now we go to tax 4. After 2 months, you have the number of participants and deposit that you have calculated. Now you can calculate what you need to organize within the next month. A week after the start of the month, there is local holiday in Thailand, which is celebrated during a week, respectively. In this period, the activity of registrations falls by 75%. Make a plan of actions for the month, what resources and how you should use them, the right amount of contributions and participants for the development of the system. We have 30 minutes for that one. So the answers to tax 4. So the plans for next month. Basically, since we are actually gaining full grounds in Thailand and many are embracing the system benefits and ideology of MMM, we would in a way project a geometric increase in new participants within the community at large. Therefore, registration for the new participants, that's our target number, is 4,000. Each new participant is likely to provide help between the ranges of $400 to $450. So the projected amount to provide help, that's PH, will be 4,000 times 400, which will give us $1.6 million. So strategies towards the holiday. So due to the celebration of the holiday in Thailand, registration drops by 75%. Therefore, registration during festival will be 25% times 300, which will give us 75. Now, difference in registration due to holidays, 300 minus 75, which gives us an amount of 225. In order to meet up with the setback, the more registration has to be made after the celebration of the holiday in order to meet the set target. Targeted number of additional members registrations is 225 divided by 3 weeks, which is equal to 75. So as per the additional registration done, the targeted number of participants per week will now be 300 plus 75 is equal to 300 plus, which gives us, it gives us 375 participants. So the available resources used for that activity, we have posters, and the quantity of posters will be, we want to make them 4,000, and it will cost us $3,000. And in Thai baht, it will, the equivalence is 98,546. So adverts, radio and media and TV will, for 7 days at 3 times 3 views, will give us $7,000. In Thai equivalence, it will cost 229,941. So in 8 events, we'll use 2 days per week. So that will cost us $9,000. In Thai equivalence is 295,639. So printed T-shirts will also cost us. We will do 300. The T-shirts will do 300 copies, which will cost us $3,500. In Thai equivalence is 114,985. So the total of these available resources used in US dollars will cost us $22,500, and in Thai baht equivalency, it will be 739,111. So, moving on, irrespective of the increased output of our sensitization and media publicity, we were still able to make 375 new participants within the next 3 weeks, which amounted to a total of 1,125 participants, which is, we made 1,125 participants, which is 75 participants more than the 1,050 participants that would have been needed to cover the first week drop of 75%. So moving on, the system due to the 75% loss during the holiday. So we'll re-strategize and reinforce massive marketing and campaign. So draw up a warm list to reach out more friends, neighbors, and people we have bought things from during our stay in Thailand. Using ice-breaking words like, guess what I just found out? Would you like to help someone financially and get 30% interest on your donation within 30 days? Would you like to help someone with your spare money and get 30% interest at the end of the month, and etc.? So load our social media platform with more catchy content. We'll share live testimonies at new seminars of the indigents that have benefited from MMM. And then program the extension of time to finish payments because of the holiday, so participants can have access to bank after the holiday, especially for those that don't do online banking. So messages will be sent to participants through their personal office as to the extension of payments due to the holiday. So that ends tax 4. So we quickly go to tax 5. So tax 5 also says your plan didn't work out. You do not have enough new registrations and new deposits to cover the cost of currency deposits. It is necessary to analyze the plan of your actions in the situation. What are the resources? How many participants' contribution, etc., needed to get these situations resolved? Due to lack of funds, there are delays in payments. The old participants, seeing that, neither make their own contributions nor attract new members. So the answer to tax 5. So basically, we have further revealed that our plans didn't work as planned, and there are no enough new registrations and also no new deposits to cover the cost of current deposits. In this case, we need to go back to our fundamental basics. We need to go to our fundamental, in this case, we need to go back to our fundamental deposits or basics of our plans initially. In view of this, we also have to revisit our initial tax 1 and start the entire general process all over. As we do that, we can see that where our plan went wrong and what we didn't do accurate or what's more necessary for us to do. Out of this, then we will determine the following: how many participants we need, how many contributions we need, the necessary resources needed. So the following plan of actions and strategy will save MMM Thailand from reset. So plan of action: apartment interpreters and officers will cost us 2,000. Hall for seminars and move already bought sound systems to reduce costs will cost us 500. Conducting of larger seminars with more participants attending. Then we'll have refreshment for seminar attendees, which is very necessary, and also costs us $1,200. More souvenirs to create more awareness of MMM presence in Thailand will cost us 900, and registration of applicants after seminar on daily basis. So new participants registered in 1 week with help of new seminars and creating a female Facebook, Instagram account and pages cost us was 2,000. Average amount contributed was $300. Total amount contributed is 2,000 times $300, which gives us $600,000. So tax 6 says during this month, delay in payments increased to 7 days. Referral activity almost reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contributions to. In virtue of this situation, a pause mode is implemented, which all old marvels are frozen and will be available for withdrawal when the situation will right itself. New deposit grows as per old conditions and are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of actions for another month, resources and contributions and members, and etc. So our answers to taxes. So the proposed and brief solutions to the problems. We need to enlighten the people on the meaning of pause mode. We have to also speak in a way that all the participants which feel secure in order to avoid panic. We also have to think of raising the referral bonuses to 20% to attract more participants. Then teaching members about the importance of regular PH, providing help and giving help. Educating more people on the ideology and rules governing MMM. Educating participants on the benefits of various bonuses, referral bonuses, gather bonuses, and etc. And then training of the indigenous guiders. So we'll quickly go to final tax 7. And it says your efforts have been insufficient to reverse the situation. As a restart took place, all the old marvels are removed. We start to work from the beginning. Serious negative impacts of the members and unfavorable responses. 1 or 2 negative articles in the mass media. You have to make a fresh restart in such conditions. A plan of actions under specified conditions for a month. So our answers to tax 7. So the proposed and brief solutions to the problems. So there should be a thorough marketing. Show them the history and experience of countries that had restart. consulting other guidance of countries where they had a successful restart, so we can know what we need to do differently. Decently inform the people about the risk in MMM, which is very important. Then incentives for incentives for old timers. There's a need to explain what happens to those who lost their money. That's a reminder about the warning they were given before joining. Using the same mass media to explain the condition and what a restart really means. And then we evaluate the ignored risks. So this brings us to the end of our presentation, and this is the MMM business game plan for Circle 4, presented by Circle 4 members, batch 2017 1108, number 6, and then group 3. Thank you very much. Guida, I'm done.
Okay. So that was quite interesting.
Thank you very much.
But there is a but.
But
Yeah, there is a
okay.
but.
Okay.
But firstly, I would say congratulations
Thank you
to
very much.
the 4 of you who could make it to the presentation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, while you were making your presentation, you didn't mention the SWOT analysis.
Really?
It was just one, yeah, it was just one cycle that was able to beat me to it. I was
Really?
already preparing myself to speak on it, but they covered it, and I was like, what am I going to say? Although I still had something to say, but yeah,
Oh,
but they didn't give it the way I expected it to be. Now,
sure.
you took several courses or tasks in the school,
Okay.
and all these tasks are geared towards 2 things. Now, they are
Okay.
grouped into 2 things.
Okay.
The Facebook creation, the YouTube creation, the offline promotion plan, all these are geared towards you increasing your structure
Okay.
or increasing the participant base in the
Okay.
community.
Okay.
Can you mute your mic? It's affecting
My
my
mic, right?
presentation.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll do that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The Facebook task, the YouTube task, offline promotion task, they are all geared towards you increasing the participant base, that is your structure in the MMM community. But the SWOT analysis stands out. The SWOT analysis stands out. Now it's geared towards you maintaining MMM. Wow, someone's stuff is really affecting here. So it's geared towards you, yeah. Catherine, you muted your mic. So I just noticed something was going bad here. Just a moment. Okay, let me just go on. So the SWOT analysis helps you to know how healthy your community is. It helps you to make a forecast to see how well and how long your community will last. Because now you are taking into consideration the strengths of the community, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. So this helps you to know whether this community is going to last or whether it's going to crumble. That's the essence of the SWOT analysis. It helps you to keep check. Now, you mentioned something that after tax 5, that you had to probably go back from the beginning to tax 1 to be able to see where you probably took some wrong decisions. Now, if you had carried out your SWOT analysis, let's say from tax 2, that is at the end of tax 2, the challenges you encountered in tax 3 wouldn't have been as much as you encountered because you would have put so many things into consideration. Now, especially the one at tax 4, where you had a 75% drop, if a SWOT analysis had been carried out after tax 3, you and your team members, if you had met to plan, you would have been able to interact with the locals, and they would have told you that, oh, we always have a yearly celebration, and people love to spend during that period. At that time, you would have met to plan and to decide on the best measure to take so that the community will be healthy. Now, probably you would have come up with some promos to encourage people to provide help, or probably put some measures in place that would affect the GH with respect to the PH, such that you can't just get all from the system. You have to put something in before you get something out. Putting such a measure in place would have probably helped the community. The 75% drop wouldn't have been as bad as it was. It probably would have been 20, because not everyone will still provide help, because after all, it's a spare cash that we're supposed to use. So that's one very important thing that you all should take note of. The SWOT analysis stands out. It helps you to know how well anything can continue to exist or perform. If you apply it on your own company, let's say you have a company, or you are working with someone and you want to help the person make an appraisal of the company of that business, the SWOT analysis is the best tool to use. Well, all the same, I'll say congratulations to you. So you can go ahead to, okay, most of you have already made your work. So if you have some tags that are yet to be marked, especially the one of the 7, no problem, I'm going to look at it, but I would need your leader to send me your document, that is this presentation document, and I will expect every one of you to submit the same presentation document under the 7 tasks, the first task. Okay, so congratulations to you once again. Please represent this batch group very well. Go into the community with this knowledge you've been armed with. Go and grow the community. Encourage your downlines to attend the school. You have learned so much. Let them also come and learn, so that when you know, they know, you can all come together to build the community meaningfully without anyone pulling down the community. So once again, congratulations to you, and do have a good night rest.